voice that says, don't celebrate, because if you do, something bad is going to happen. That is a part of your psyche, right? A part that was born during a moment when something good was taken away. Probably when you were younger, right? Maybe you got too excited, too open, too happy, and the rug got pulled from beneath you. And now that part doesn't trust joy at all. So it whispers fear into your earlug every time joy gets too close. It's just an illusion. What a song. You've hit the target. You close the deal. You crush the pitch. And then you wait for the crash. Boom. Because some part of you believes this cannot last. I don't deserve this. Something is about to go wrong. And that, my dear strivers, is called foreboding joy. It's not just self-sabotage, it's self-protection. But from what? Hello everybody, my name is Davy. I am not an alcoholic. I refuse to be anonymous. I am someone who lives a self-led life. Alcohol free as fuck, and I spend every waking moment of that life helping other people do the same, like right now, brothers and sisters. This episode is a continuance of our Strive Method series, where I, LeeDavy, the founder and the creator of the method, gives you a little glimpse into the concepts that we cover in this 6-month powerhouse of a workshop that helps you to become alcohol-free as fuck and live a self-led life. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about foreboding joy. It comes from our vulnerability week inside the stuck phase of the Strive method, the first phase of our 6-month project, and it comes from the brilliant mind of Brené Brown. Now, Brené Brown calls foreboding joy, and you can read all about it in her book, The Gifts of Imperfection, which I think was her first book. She talks about foreboding joy as being one of the 3 shields that we use to protect ourselves from vulnerability. If I remember rightly, the other 2 shields are perfectionism and numbing. But here's the thing. If you shield yourself from vulnerability, you're also going to shield yourself from intimacy, love, connection, and joy. And we don't want that, do we, right? And no one knows this shield better than the high achievers, the high performers in the world, right? Because you're successful and you're respected and you do the things that most people won't. But when something good finally lands, right? When you finally hit the target or get the magic you've been working hard to get, you freeze. And in that moment, you start mentally rehearsing disaster. Your mind says, well, what if the next client cancels? What if they find out I'm winging it? Man, I've used that one a lot. And what if the other shoe drops? But you're not broken. You're just bracing. You're bracing against the pain of having something and then losing it. You're bracing against the shame of celebrating hard and then being mocked. And you're bracing against the terror of actually, for one of the first times in your life, being seen by the world out there. And when that fear gets too loud, what do? You drink, you binge, you scroll, you masturbate, you disconnect. Not because you're weak, but because joy feels like nothing but a setup. Now we're going to take a short break. But before we do that, I want you to just sit with these thoughts. Have you ever backed away from a moment of joy because deep down you believed you didn't earn it, you didn't deserve it, or you couldn't keep it? During the break, ask yourself, when good things happen, do you welcome them or do you brace? Have a think about that, okay? I'm going to have a cup of chai. Welcome back to the 1000 Days Sober podcast. And before the break, we were talking about foreboding joy, that hidden fear that makes high achievers numb their own success. But here's the truth. Foreboding joy is just your nervous system trying to keep you alive. The voice that says, don't celebrate, because if you do, something bad is going to happen. That is a part of your psyche, right? A part that was born during a moment when something good was taken away. probably when you were younger, right? Maybe you got too excited, too open, too happy, and the rug got pulled from beneath you. And now that part doesn't trust joy at all. So it whispers fear into your earlug every time joy gets too close. But here's the good news. You can unlearn that reflex. And this is what we do in the Strive method, in the vulnerability week, in the stuck phase. We teach you how to identify the parts that don't trust joy. We help you build that nervous system that can hold success and celebration. And we create rituals of joy that don't require sedation. And finally, we help you to strengthen your intimacy with self so joy becomes a signal of truth, not of danger. Most programs tell you to choose gratitude. Strive asks, what's the wound that gratitude is brushing up against? And that is where we go, because that is where the real freedom lives. The painkiller isn't positivity, it's presence, it's pattern breaking, it's part integration. It's knowing that joy doesn't mean you're about to lose something, it means you're finally receiving what the fuck you've earned and worked so hard to attain. Okay, today's daily vow. Today, I will not drink. Instead, I will let joy be good enough. Not a trap, not a trick, just the truth. Because I have worked damn hard to get here, and I'm allowed to feel good about that. Joy is not the enemy, your fear is. And strivers, we don't run from joy. We learn how to live inside that very bubble, okay? As you go about your day today, kicking stones down the road and letting the rays of sunshine land on your bald or otherwise hairy head, when was the last time you cut a joyful moment short because fear crept in? What's the oldest memory you have of being punished, laughed at, or hurt for being too happy? Funny one, right? But think about it. And what would it look like if you could feel joy and not even flinch? If you want to talk to me about it, reach out to me at thestrivemethod@gmail.com, or you can find me on social media at LeeDavyCoaching. That's all I have time for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be recording a few more podcasts today before I move on to other things. If you are tired of numbing the good stuff, rate and review the show that others can find this message. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you are a high achiever who wants support learning how to live in joy, then get over to www.thestrivemethod.com and join our waiting list for the Strive Method, right? Or email directly if you get any questions at thestrivemethod@gmail.com. Lastly, I have rewritten the Liquid Lie book. It's not up on the website yet, but if you want a copy of it, you've got the email address, email me and I'll ping it onto you, okay? Until tomorrow, if you feel joy, and then all of a sudden you start to get a little bit nervous and you start to reach for the drink because you want to sabotage those feelings, don't. You've got this. You can get through it. Give yourself permission to feel joy all day today. You deserve it, all right? Much love. Until tomorrow, strive on, everybody.